For the anthem, yeah. Hello, lacrosse fans, and welcome to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center in Oakville, Ontario for Arena Lacrosse League playoffs, quarterfinal number 3. And with just one invite remaining for next week's Final Four, the number 6 seed, Toronto Monarchs, will put it on the line against number 3, the Oshawa Outlaws. I'm Lance Wynn, working alongside JVI Productions. Glad to have you with us here as we wrap up this quarterfinal weekend here with the number 6 against the number 3, two teams that have been middle of the pack throughout the regular season. And they look, of course, to advance with St. Catherine Shockwave already there. The Whitby Steelhawks already there. So just one invite remaining, and these two teams will battle over it. When we look at the starting goalies for today's game for the Monarchs, it'll be Craig Wendy, the veteran. He comes in with a 4-5 record and a 13.68 goals against average. At the other end, it'll be Scotty Coomer. His record for the Outlaws, 2-5 with a 12.64 goals against average. So two goaltenders are going to have to play outstanding. The coaches for today's game on the Toronto bench, it's the reigning Coach of the Year, Blaine McCauley. He's assisted by Spencer Janes, Mike Faulkner, Ryan Marshall, and Matt Pelkey. And for Oshawa, familiar face in his third season, Steve McCarthy is at the helm. His assistants are Steve Toll and John Webb. We'll pause now, of course, for our national anthem. So we're almost ready to start. Head coaches, of course, we ran through, but today's officials, it'll be Blair Ferguson. He is the crew chief. He's joined by Mark Thompson and Kyle Krotman. So a good trio out there wearing stripes. Should be a good affair. Had a chance to speak with both coaches prior to today's game. When I spoke with Blaine McCauley, he ran through some of the keys here today for picking up that last invite spot. I forgot to mention the Paris Riverwolves, of course, joining St. Catharines and Whitby as the three that are in. And, of course, McCauley said discipline, very key. Got to stay out of the box. 5-on-5. They feel they can play with anyone. Man short, different story. Controlling their emotions. They know that this game means a lot. They have to make sure they stay focused throughout 4 quarters in order to achieve their goal. And their defense has to help Craig Wendy. He feels Wendy's kept them in a lot of games this season, and it's time now for his team to return the favor. On the other end with Steve McCarthy, well, he said again, stay out of the box, both teams. That's key here. Their offense, shot selection has to be good, and we'll see here as on offense early on and first shot of the game stopped by Scotty Coomer. And, of course, that was Tanner Buck that took it. Monarchs, they'll hug that line, keep it in, and work with almost a full clock here. So keep an eye out now as you take a look now at Dan Lomas. And Lomas has been outstanding in his tenure here with the Monarchs. As you see Sam Postma diving, caught the crease, and it'll be possession to the Outlaws. If they can get it over the timeline, it'll be their first crack on offense here in this quarterfinal number 3. Getting it over the timeline, doing a good job was Paul Jelly, and the offense will go through the league's leading scorer, John St. John. He'll get it back on the bounce as they'll work with 10 on the shot clock. Swing it back to Luke Laskowicz, again, another of the top scorers in the league. Laskowicz, the leader in goals. St. John shot. Good glove save by Wendy. St. John picks up the rebound. They'll reset, has a wide open man. Beauty pass, another good save by Wendy. So a golden opportunity for Dylan Goddard. But Wendy said, fresh clock. Oshawa will continue to go to work on offense. St. John will swing it around. Down to Jeff McNulty. Back to St. John. Another big save by Wendy. So the passing's good, but Wendy's been better. And trotting up over the timeline is Cam Mancini. Mancini being hounded by Josh Taguri. He'll dump it back out, and they'll swing it around, work from the left side. Got to keep an eye out, number 11, Jordan Dance. He is one of the team's leading scorer, of course. And starting things off right off the bat, Tyler Simmons. A beautiful shot through the defense. His first postseason goal, and the Monarchs strike first, leading this one 1-0. So an outstanding start if you are Blaine McCauley and his crew. You got to be happy with that. And, of course, off the top, talking about playing 5-on-5, and we saw that in yesterday's quarterfinals. Both with Paris winning and with Whitby winning. That's a tough when you have the number 7 seed knocking off the number 2 seed. But you can bet special teams, certainly a big part of this one. Outlaws now going to work. Jeff McNulty will swing it on the half boards, and they'll dump it down. And it's Cam Garland. Cam will get it out to Laskowicz. Laskowicz never shy. Good underhand. Stopped by Wendy. It's picked up, and here come the Monarchs in transition. First time this season they've had their full lineup out. And only 2 notable omissions here, one on each team. And that's Tyler Ferreira for the Monarchs and Ryan McCrory for the Outlaws. Both missing here in this game. Good defense. Graham Bergsma. Dance tried to reach over. Postma will pick it up. 5 on the shot clock. Jordan Dance tiptoeing on that crease. And it's a violation possession to Oshawa. Bergsma will lug it over the timeline. Does a good job to avoid a defender. Wrong stick side, though. Have to curl out. He'll get it out, hustle his way off. Laskowicz will swing it over to the right side. Out there with Josh Gilray and Goddard. Goddard can't get the swim move to beat the defender in Kevin Harper. And Harper now, the big man, comes away with it, takes a low hit. He gets undercut, goes down on the carpet. Good fight there and good hustle from Gilray as he'll give his team another offensive possession. Jeremy McWaters has some room, dumps it down low, fake, other side, looking for the quick stick. Handcuffed on the pass was Goddard. And the Monarchs now will streak away in transition. Working quickly, 2-on-1, that shot, good stop by Coomer. And it'll be Nick Andrioli, now the speedster, that'll try and get it over the timeline, and he does. Andrioli hesitates, and he'll pull it out, gets it to St. John. John St. John came in with 79 points tops in the league. That shot from Laskowicz wide of the mark. That's going to go over the timeline. Violation, and it'll be possession to the Monarchs deep in the offensive end. just underway here, opening quarter. Our third quarterfinal. Again, the winner of this game will take on the Paris River Wolves next week in Final Four action. Big John Vesna worked left side, trying to roll through as Zach Tompkinson on him. Good defense. Mark DeBrone will pick it up, send the outlet, and away come the Outlaws. Gage board. Good pass, finds Goddard. Goddard defended well, curls out, tried to skip the pass down low. It gets picked off, and here come the Monarchs. Good swim move there to free up Tyler Halls, and the big man now will flip and retreat, let the offense go to work. Simmons kicks it out, big shot, but a stop there. Campbell Parker came out the back door as a trailer, and moving up now is Tagore. Tagore puts on the brakes, gets it to McNulty, and McNulty will set things up. Had St. John on the roll, didn't see him, and he'll bounce it back up to the top. Goddard will swing it over to Laskowicz. Laskowicz looking for a screen, gets it back to St. John. That's going to be a violation and will take us to our first officials timeout. So a good start to this game so far. Good even flow, both teams going back and forth. Just to give you an idea of the point getters we have here. First in points, St. John with 79. The goals leader with 36 was Luke Laskowicz, also on the same line. John St. John with 50 assists, so that's big. Sam Postma for the Monarchs finished third. He had 44 assists. If you take a look at Postma as well, finishing with 71 points, that good for fourth spot in the league. Power play wise, you got to look at Luke Laskowicz with 15 power play markers, so that's impressive in itself. And you had for Toronto shorthanded goals with 5, tied for the tops, and Tyler Ferreira not in the lineup. So certainly a lot of guys here to keep your eye on players wise as both teams try to advance. Jordan Dance will start things on the right side. It gets kicked over back to the left in Lomas. Lomas working one-on-one. Had a step, curled back out. Now he'll curl around the dotted line. Quick shot, stopped by Coomer. Picked up by Tagore. Tagore now will look to run it out, and he does. Again, blazing speed. And he'll flip and retreat as Garland now will set things up. Cam Garland had himself a solid season. Offensively, awfully tough to see as St. John was taken down. Looks like James Vesna may be the guilty party, and a bounce shot by Laskowicz at the shot clock will take us to our first power play, and sure enough, it's a holding call. So the Monarchs will go to work with their first power play of this game. It is James Vesna, brother of John Vesna, also on the squad. So St. John now will set up their power play out there with Goddard and McNulty on the left side. You look on the right side, there's Laskowicz, and I will let you know who's filling the void, and it looks like it is Josh Gilray. So this potent lineup out there working at a 47% efficiency rate, and it's Laskowicz that opens the scoring for the Outlaws. So no surprise there as the leader in goals pockets his first of the postseason, and we're tied 1-1. That's Laskowicz's 37th goal of the season, so he's certainly familiar with that. But the power play, and again, when we had that talk prior to the game, Blaine McCauley spoke about discipline not being a big thing. And when you get to this stage of the game, capitalizing on opportunities is big. So Michael Gillen won that face-off draw, and possession to the Monarchs now, and they'll set things up. Mancini working one-on-one, curls around, takes a shot. That goes wide of the mark. Almost tracked down his own rebound. Instead, it's picked up in transition. Here go the Outlaws. Ryan Nolan. He'll take it himself, just wide of the net. And the Monarchs will counter. Vezina. He'll stride over the timeline and wait for some assistance. And he gets it up and over to Big John Vezina. Vezina now gets it to Postma. Sam Postma looking for a screen on the run. Tried to go 5-hole. Scotty Coomer closed that up with the stick. And Bergsma with a quick outlet to Andrioli. Lost in this game sometimes are the roles defensively. As St. John hesitates, puts on the acceleration, kicks it back. Garland now with some room, goes to the bounce. Stopped by Wendy. Wendy will pick that up and look for an outlet. And he will send the Outlaws away. Gillen will get it over to Dance. Dance will swing it over to Lomas, working half boards left side. Lomas gets an opening, quick underhand stop. Rebound scooped up by Gillen, not there. Again from point-blank range. So Tyler Simmons sitting in the right place at the right time for his second goal of the game. Monarchs lead this one 2-1. Not often you get a chance to have a rebound like that fall right in the pocket of your stick, and all you have to do is finish, and that's exactly the case there, as with two offensive players standing right in front of Coomer, he didn't have a whole lot of chance there. Round and round we go in the circle. Ball loose now. Outlaws battling for it. Good hustle. Outstanding job by Rob Clofer to hockey that away, but Lomas will recover and pick it up, and the Monarchs will bring it back the other way. Lomas will be a little more deliberate here. 6:30 to go, opening quarter. Big shot, steered aside. Good save by Coomer. Lomas will pick it up. Fresh clock now for the Monarchs. They get it back to the top in Simmons, and they'll swing it over back to Lomas. Lomas gets a screen from Buck. Big underhand went off his own player. So doing a little everything, including trying to make deflections out there, and it's Andrioli now. He'll send it back out to Laskowitz. Out there with St. John and Goddard. Goddard takes the feed. St. John with some room. Looking for an opening. Good skip pass. Laskowitz now. He'll try to get to the offensive side. Good stick check from Gillen. And better forechecking. Coughs it back. Right down low. Quick stick. Good save by Wendy. Laskowitz with the rebound. He'll pick it up. And it's a fresh clock now. Trailing is McWaters. Gets it over. St. John. Quick shot. Stopped by Wendy as well. So a good job by Craig Wendy. Position-wise, he's right where he should be. Lost that one up. Looking for Dance. Dance had it momentarily. Still loose. Good job to regroup, and outstanding to get it up his Gage Board. So Gage Board, another one of those guys, does the little things that you don't see on the stat sheets. And Gillen doing just that as he'll corral that loose ball and wait for some assistance now. 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Simmons. Looking for a screen, had an opening, quick shot. Coomer steered that aside with the pad. Graham Bergsma does a good job, gets it and sends them away. Good pass to Aaron Walker. Walker does a good job to recover momentarily, but it's going to be Wendy now with the big long reach that will get it, and he'll one-hop it up to Lomas. Lomas will get it over the timeline. And Lomas has been an effective piece to this puzzle since joining the team late in the regular season. Curling around, getting it back out, Monarchs. Jordan Dance looking for the big man in the middle. Goes off two helmets, and Lomas with the underhand wide of the mark. No reset, going to run out of time as shot clock violation will go, and that will take us to our second officials timeout. So as we go through our roster sheet here and some notable absences, I mentioned to you Tyler Ferreira, of course, comes in second in the league with tops in the league with 5 shorthanded goals, tied for that. He also comes in, of course, with 40 points. It's good for second on the team. Well, you look at that, there's a late acquisition in Pat Corbett, and he has been a big piece to this Toronto puzzle late, and unfortunately he, too, unable to make it here. So unless he shows up late, they'll have to go with what they got. St. John with Tanner Buck all over him. St. John gets it to Garland. Garland, big shot. Good save by Wendy. Rebound loose. Laskowicz went after it. Picked up, though, by McWatters. McWatters will flip it back, and they'll set things up. St. John. He'll get it down low, and it's Goddard. Goddard will bring it back up, interchange with Garland and Laskowicz. Swinging around, McWatters looking for an opening. He'll come around, gets hit on the way. Wendy, good sliding save. Picked up by Patty Miles. Miles now will look to move it up, and he does. Matt Hodgkins. He has Andrioli on him, gets it over, and the offense now will get set to go with Mancini. Mancini gets a hard screen and a little too much there. And that will get moved up. Andrioli. Good stick check there by Riley Camano. And his pesky work forced a turnover, and that gets lofted up. Buck's going to have to try to run under it. Bergsma runs some convenient interference, and it's still, though, picked up by Buck. So some outstanding work there as we are closing in on 2.5 minutes. Postma will get it out, and it's Simmons. Simmons with a first step, blows by one, other one, but unfortunately the sidearm wide of the mark. The outlet pass gets some assistance from the Stripes, and it's Gage Board. 2-on-1 with Tagori. Back to Gage Board. Wrong stick side. Big save by Wendy as he made himself big, and they're calling possession will remain right here. So a fresh clock for the Outlaws. Looking down low to Laskowicz, couldn't complete the quick stick. Monarchs now will come away with it. Miles looking to attack. Threads the needle with a good pass. Big shot from Tyler Halls. Wide of the mark. Rebound now will send away the Outlaws. But right there, Big Gillen comes out the bench, picks it up, and heads the other way. One man to beat. Fake roll. Underhand. Stopped by Coomer. And it's scooped up, and away come the Outlaws back in the other direction. Clofer. Looking for some assistance, dumps it off, it gets picked off, and here's Buck, one-on-one. Buck leaning in, sheds one defender, but some good D there, looking for Postma. Postma on the trail, underhand stop by Coomer. Postma will track that down, fresh clock for the Monarchs. Postma looking for a screen, gets one, no roll. Coomer, big save, rebound picked up, point blank, wide of the mark. Postma again tracks that down, no reset, but plenty of time on the clock. Closing in on a minute. Lomas looking for an opening. Peels, wrong stick side, comes back, tries to go short side. Bergsma did a good job, picked up by Postma. Time winding down again. Postma wanted to get a reset. Bergsma battling for it in the corner. Had it momentarily, but it's picked up and sent back out. So with 40 seconds to go, it'll be a reset for the Monarchs as they'll get a chance here. Big shot. Again, another good save by Coomer. And that goes off the pad out of play. Possession will stay right here with the Monarchs. 25. Time winding down. Lomas gets a screen from Big John Vesna, lets it go. Beautiful save. Coomer right where he should be, and that's going to be an interference call. And now the Outlaws are going to rush down with a chance here. Tompkinson goes on. Good save by Wendy. So Wendy has been up to the task here. Tompkinson does a good job. Hustles, picks it up. Time running down. One last shot here. Laskowicz lets it go. Wendy with the splits. So at the buzzer, big save to preserve this 2-1 lead for the Toronto Monarchs. All set to go now for second quarter action. The Toronto Monarchs leading the Outlaws 2-1. What has been a very well played first quarter, with both teams going back to back and capitalizing. One power play goal on the only power play attempt in that quarter, and that came courtesy of the Outlaws. Off the draw, Board. Headed the other direction now. He'll wait, and St. John will slide out the back door. Working one-on-one on Miles. Kicks it back out to Laskowicz. Laskowicz will swing it back to St. John. St. John dumps it down low. Goddard wasn't expecting it. And Wendy will airmail it back door on the money. 2-on-1 now. Big shot. Good save at the other end by Coomer. So Mancini had a golden opportunity. Now it's Bergsma. He'll get it over to Garland. Garland to St. John. See if this potent attack can find a way to get to work. Ball loose, comes out, and a good job by Tagori. Give and go. Bergsma, big save by Wendy. Picked up and moved up by Buck. Buck takes a good hard hit from Tagori. He kicks it out, and it's Postma. Postma dumps it over, looking for Jordan Dance. Not able to complete the tic-tac, and here come the Outlaws. Board with one man to beat. Goes to the net, tries a shot, stopped neatly and easily by Wendy. And Wendy now will look, and he sends it away. Gets it over to Vezina. James Vezina. Clofer all over him. Has him pinned on the boards, gets some help. Outlaws forced to turnover, and it's Tompkinson. So good defense there by the Outlaws as they close up that opportunity, and it's McWaters. Gilray swinging around to Garland, and it'll come back to the right side. Gilray, good skip pass. Garland has an opening, fakes once. Good defense. Garland, no opening, looking, got to get a shot off. Dump it down low. Big dive, better save. So a good dump to McNulty. Didn't have a whole lot of options, as Miles now will get it over the timeline, send it down half boards left side. Lomas, that shot. Another good save by Coomer. He doesn't even know where it is. It's picked up by Aaron Walker. Walker now will move it up. Walker looking and hits McWaters out the back door, and they go to St. John. Swinging around, Laskowicz. Laskowicz looking for a screen, dances in, and too much of a screen from McWaters. That will be a possession change. Here come the Monarchs, and it's Buck. Gives it off. That shot is off the shoulder pad of Coomer and out of play. Possession will remain right here with the Monarchs. Dance. Float around. Got to be aware when he's working in Gretzky's offense. Dumps it back out to Big John Vezina. Not able to hold on to it. They get bailed out. Buck weaving around. Quick shot. Just enough on the glove by Coomer to make the save. And Bergsman now takes the outlet. 1-2 pass up to Gilray. And they're quickly in the offensive end. Laskowitz. St. John. Good check by Miles. Gilray picks it up. Long shot. Stopped, though, by Wendy. Wendy now will loft up a beauty outlet pass. And it's on the money to Matt Hodgkins. In all alone. Hodgkins puts it in the gondola. And it'll come back the other way. So a chance here for Ryan Nolan. Nolan, big save by Wendy. Ball loose. Tagore in the corner. Picks it up. Takes a hard hit. Still battling for it. Outlaws had it momentarily. Lost, still remains on the carpet, picked up now and again. More vacuuming. Laskowitz takes a hit, squeezes his way out of there somehow, and he gives them a possession, no, but there's 10 on the shot clock. Gonna have to hurry. Laskowitz, quick shots, good save by Wendy. So a quality shot. Wendy made a good save, and it's Tyler Halls. Halls, a little shaking and baking before he heads to the bench. Lomas now will swing it. They'll start things on the right side. Looking for Dance, wasn't open. Did pick it up, good fake, goes in, diving, and Jordan Dance doing what he does. Potentially the best diver in the league, as he has got his first postseason goal, and it's a 3-1 Toronto lead. Head coach Blaine McCall, he hasn't had the luxury of having Jordan Dance in the lineup. Only played 5 regular season games. Did manage to put up 22 points. 11 goals, 11 assists. So you can see why he's such a valuable commodity. And off the draw, the battle rages. The Monarchs will pick up possession. And it's Gillen. Gillen had it momentarily, but McNulty will get it, swings it over. Laskowitz, point blank, stop, gets his rebound. McNulty wide of the mark. So 2 good opportunities and doing a good job. Mark DeBrone races in and stops it. All alone, St. John. So you give St. John all that room, and the league's leading scorer will make no mistake as he notches his first postseason goal of the season, and the lead is cut to 3-2. I think we had a discussion with John St. John after last week's game heading into the playoffs, discussed about making an earlier commitment to either shoot or pass, and he's got to be more decisive. You saw right there that decisive was an understatement. He took that, and he was definitely going to let that go. That's going to take us to our officials' timeout. So just to pick up on that earlier thought about John St. John and committing to what he's doing, I think naturally he is a facilitator first. So he'll always look for the open man and looking shot second. I think the discussion was that sometimes your team needs you to be a facilitator. Sometimes you got to be a scorer. When you lead the league in points, you got to make sure you know what your team needs. So the Outlaws now back to work on offense. Gilroy will swing it around, and it's Laskowicz working half boards. He moves in, gets a screen, dumps it down low, and St. John corrals it. Bounce pass, though, goes awry with 10 on the shot clock. Good effort there by Gilroy. He gets bumped off it. Monarchs come away with it. Eric Krapinczyk out there working hard, and now it's Halls. Halls will roll it, but it goes off a defender, and instead it's a turnover to Aaron Walker. Walker will get it to McWatters. McWatters will settle things down. St. John. So if you're wondering why the score's so low, just look at the goaltending as that one goes off the head of McWatters' stick and into the netting. So the Monarchs now will bring it up. One good turnover deserves another. Mancini. He'll flip. And Lomas will get it over. Jordan Dance point blank, and he took a hard hit. Good job there by Ryan Nolan. And he gets it out, but here comes Tagori. 2-on-2. Tagori, though, will think better of it. Wrong stick side. He'll pull it out, and he'll wait for the offense. McNulty has some room. That's blocked. Good job by Miles. And Miles now will send the outlet away to Buck. Foot race. And you get in a foot race with Andrioli. That's a tough race to win, but Buck manages to come away with it, and a UFC lock hold by Andrioli to take down Buck, and Miles will pick it up. Wendy's hustled his way to the bench for the extra attacker, but there's only 5 on the shot clock. Gotta hurry. Dance kicks it back. Lomas, he'll let it go right on target, and the ball's still loose behind the net. Finally picked up and touched by the Outlaws, and it will be a power play. This time it'll be the Monarchs that'll go to work with the man advantage. That might have been the most impressive arm lock we've seen here in the Arena Lacrosse League this season. And a healthy takedown would get him big points. Unfortunately, he ends up in the box, and Andrioli will have to think about that for a couple of minutes. Let the Monarchs power play go to work, and I tell you, it's a good one. Best in the league at 89% as they work it around. Lomas looking for an opening. Comes around, quick shot by Coomer, save. And it looks like too much stick work by both combatants there, as you've got Campbell Parker. Campbell Parker and Zach Tompkinson. Needless to say, they won't be having dinner together tonight. So it'll be a 5-on-4 situation, the same situation that the Monarchs had. And it'll be that way for another minute 40. So coincidental slashing minors, and back to work goes the Monarchs power play. Dance out there, Lomas at the top. He's the quarterback. Big underhand. Stop. That by Mancini. And now the Outlaws will move it up. Board. He'll peel off and wait. Mark DeBrone. Outlaws in no hurry here. Trying to work some clock. DeBrone gets a good first step. He peels back out, looking for St. John. St. John shot! So John St. John working the heck out of that top corner for his second of the game, and we're all tied 3-3. So an impressive offensive set. Give St. John credit for a shorthanded marker, a big one here in the postseason. And more importantly, with a minute left in the penalty, game's tied 3-3. Bergsma doing a good job off the draw, takes a hit. Not sure why there was no interference call on that at the very least, as Lomas now will settle things down. So the power play back to work here with Big Vezina out there. He's the quarterback this time. Lomas has slid over to the left shooter spot. They'll interchange. Lomas with a quick pass over. Not able to catch that cleanly was Mancini. Mancini with the footwork gets it out to Simmons. Simmons tracks it down. That's a violation with 23 seconds to go in the penalty. Here's Taguri. Taguri will sit in the offensive end and dump it off. McWatters will swing it down to McNulty in the corner. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Laskowicz. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Laskowicz. All even now. They managed to kill that penalty. Laskowicz shot, tried to tuck it 5-hole. Good save by Wendy. And it gets moved up. Here come the Monarchs. Hodgkins. He'll wait, and he'll find Dance. Dance gets a screen from Lomas. Lomas on the roll. Dance didn't see him, looking again. Dumps it down to Lomas in the corner. Lomas looking for a screen from Dance, curling around the dots. Good hard pass. Had post McCutting. Couldn't connect. Ball loose. 2-on-1 fighting for it. It's Mark DeBrone that comes away with it. And that should take us to our second official's timeout, but it looks like DeBrone, after winning the battle for the loose ball, will find himself in the penalty box. And that is certainly the case. So I believe the call is so it looks like DeBrone's penalty is either an unsportsmanlike or a delay of game, one of the two, not quite sure what it is. Either way, we are at our second official's timeout on what has been a very, very well played first half. The Outlaws appear to be doing some of the things that they had hoped to, including being efficient on the power play, as they are 1 for 1. And shot selection, of course, a big thing. And you saw there 2 of their 3 goals have come from point-blank range, and I say that being inside the dotted line. If you look at the Monarch side of things, and Simmons, a bit of a surprise with 2 goals. Jordan Dance has 1. And it looks similar to the way the Outlaws scoring has gone. And you look at what Blaine McCauley spoke about in some of his key points, and in particular talking about discipline and staying out of the box, that being a big thing. And of course, the defense, tightening up that D. They've gotten some outstanding goaltending up to this point from Craig Wendy, and Scotty Coomer has held his own at the other end. So set to go here with another power play for the Monarchs. And it'll be Lomas this time, interchanging with Dance. He'll cut through. Dance will slide to the top. They'll continue to do that, working it around. And out there with Campbell Parker. Parker dumps it down. Oh, quick stick attempt by Dance, wide of the mark. Scooped up. That sidearm goes off Bergsma. Good job, heads up to get it off Coomer and reset for a fresh clock. 1.5 minutes to go in the power play. Lomas with room. No look, beauty pass down on the crease. Big save by Coomer. So Scotty Coomer, and a nice outlet pass by Bergsma, gets it up to Taguri. Taguri, numbers for Oshawa. Tough, Zach Tompkinson came to him looking for the quick stick. McNulty couldn't finish. Good job. Taguri tracks it down, then coughs it back up. So the Monarchs now will move it up with 1 minute to go in the man advantage. Camano, he'll dump it off and get it to Lomas. Lomas will set things up here. Start working things right side. Postma on that right crease. Interchange. Big shot, Jordan Dance. So Dance doing his thing, converts with the underhand. First power play marker of the game. Second of the game for Dance. And it's a 4-3 Monarchs lead. So Jordan Dance making his presence felt off the draw. Outlaws, good job to win that draw by Paul Jelly. And Outlaws now have possession. They work it out right away. St. John looking wide open. Gilray, bounce shot. Good split save by Wendy. Here come the Monarchs the other way. Buck's way up ahead. No numbers there. 2-on-2. They get it to Buck. Buck ducks a hard hit. Gets some assistance. Wide open down low. Buck takes the bounce shot. Coomer with a big save. Ball loose. Postma tracks it down. He'll curl out of danger. Fresh clock now for the Monarchs. And too much going on behind the play. And I'm not sure what the call will be, as looks like Michael Gillen is headed to the box. And that's the case. So the Outlaws will go back to work with the man advantage. They're 1 for 1 here. So again, both coaches talking about discipline and how special teams are the key. And the Outlaws now will get a chance to put their power play in full effect. St. John at the top, out there with Goddard and McNulty. Laskowitz on this side with Gilray. St. John. He'll look to gap it. Looking to fill that hole, but not the best move by Goddard, and it's a 2-on-1. Miles and Buck. St. John defense. Buck. Shot. Saved by Coomer. Rebound picked up by Buck. And he'll send it over to Miles. They'll try to work some clock. Minute and a half to go here in the penalty. Postma working wrong stick side. And he'll come racing back and get where he should be. Looking to gain some room. 2 players safety. No, it's not a 4-on-3 scenario. You see the Monarchs and Postma with Bergsma on him, and St. John finally coughs it up, and it's Andreoli now. So the Outlaws moving it up with 2 minutes to go in the half. Laskowitz, leader in power play goals in the Arena Lacrosse League during the regular season. Good backhand pass, sniffing that, stopped by Wendy. Good job to corral the rebound. Fresh clock by McNulty. St. John fakes the backhand, comes with the underhand, stopped by Wendy. Wendy now lofts a beauty almost into the basket. Halls regroups, stops, loses it, picks it up, has 2 on him, bounces off 1, and he'll now try to kill the final some valuable seconds here. Board on him. Board takes him down. And not rushing to get up for sure. So look at Halls. Halls to the net. And he goes to the bounce shot. So Tyler Halls taking it upon himself to shoulder the load. And he gives his team a 5-3 lead with a shorthanded marker. So with 15 seconds left in the man advantage, the Monarchs strike on the offensive end, and it's Tyler Halls taking a book out of Cameron Simpson's playbook, bouncing off a couple defenders, and off the draw, a clean win for the Outlaws, and Oshawa will take a timeout with 1:09 to play here in the first half. So with 1:09 to go here and 10 seconds in the power play, the Outlaws will see what head coach Steve McCarthy and assistant Steve Toll have drawn up for St. John and company. And St. John, Laskowicz getting a touch. He'll move in. Ducksoon through. Good shot off the shoulder pad. So another good save by Wendy. And McNulty now will go back to work. Dumps it, St. John. St. John curl around. Penley over. Team's back at full strength. Under a minute to go. Behind the net. Looking for big Cam Garland. He puts that one over the net. Laskowicz bails him out. No reset. Dumps it back down. Garland had already tiptoed along that line. That's called the crease. Wendy will send out Big Halls. Halls now. Halls will attack again. Too much bounce in the bounce shot. Puts that one off the netting. Not quite sure. They said it touched someone. And I don't see anyone disagreeing with that. So possession will remain right here with the Monarchs. 30 seconds to go. Lomas. 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Dance does a nice fake. Coomer with a big shoulder save. Picked up and lost. Lomas now will work, and timeout call by the Monarchs with 12.8 seconds to go here in the opening half. So Steve McCarthy and company diagrammed a good-looking play that created a scoring opportunity for John St. John. Now it'll be up to Blaine McCauley and company to diagram something with their offense in order to try and get a shot off here to try to increase this lead before we head into the locker room for halftime. So good to go here, and things will start on the half board's right side. And the clock will tick. Game clock at 10. They're going to wait. Lomas is going to go to work right here, right now. Lomas dumps it off. Good quick pass. Taking it. Good save by Coomer. Lomas picks up the rebound. Tried to get it off, but we have played 30 minutes here on the carpet at the track. It's 5-3 favor of the Monarchs. Welcome back as we're at halftime here, quarterfinal number 3, with the Toronto Monarchs leading the Oshawa Outlaws 5-3 the score. And of course, one of these two teams will advance to next week's Final Four. 3 teams have already punched their ticket. The first matchup in the first semifinal will be the top-ranked St. Catharines Shockwave taking on the number 7 seed, the Whitby Steelhawks, who knocked off number 2 Peterborough in yesterday's quarterfinal. And of course, the Paris River Wolves knocked off the Six Nations Snipers to earn their spot in next week's semifinal. They will take on the winner of this game. The Arena Lacrosse League would like to thank a couple of our sponsors, including Foster Active Kids. The Arena Lacrosse League believes all children should have an opportunity to actively participate in an organized sport, and that's why for the 3rd year, the All has partnered with Foster Active Kids to teach personal integrity, teamwork, and leadership skills to young participants. Thank you, Foster's Active Kids, for your continuing support of the Arena Lacrosse League. Also like to thank and recognize Visionwear Apparel for their ongoing sponsorship. Visionwear lacrosse apparel made by the players for the players. And the All would like to thank the National Lacrosse League for their ongoing support and partnership of the Arena Lacrosse League. We look forward to a long and prosperous partnership. Final Four weekend, in case you missed it, of course, it will take place next weekend at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena in Six Nations. On Saturday, April 13th, the semifinals will take center stage. First game will be at 4 p.m., and the second game will follow at 7. So right now, it's the St. Catharines Whitby game that will go first, and the second will feature Paris and the winner of this game. Then on Sunday, April 14th, the final 2 teams will battle for the All Cup. That will take place at 3 p.m. A reminder, the women's final goes at 12 noon, and we will also cover that. So we look forward to seeing you there. All locked and loaded here as we get set for third quarter action in what's been a very well-played game. The Monarchs have looked sharp with Craig Wendy between the pipes, and Scotty Coomer's done a good job as well. And off the draw, it'll be Tompkinson and the Outlaws with the first possession. Lomas did a little forecheck and decided to lay the lumber on his way out to the bench, and the Outlaws will go to work on offense. It's Laskowicz. He'll swing it over St. John. St. John now one-on-one work, and he blows by one defender and tucks it in off the post and in. So John St. John stepping it up when he needed to right off the bat. We're all tied at 5. So John St. John recognizing the one-on-one scenario, and I apologize, my counter off one more time, not 5-5. Why don't we try 5-4? Got a little ahead of myself, but if St. John can park another goal, then I'll be right. So we'll see what happens here as we're just underway in the third quarter. And that's what your leading scorer is supposed to do. Sometimes you need him to step up. Sometimes you need him to facilitate. Other times you want him to put it in the back of the net. Gage Board now. Possession, Outlaws. They'll swing it back over. Laskowicz on the right side. Surrounded by 2 defenders, almost splits them, has a bump out of his stick, and it's picked up by McWatters and swung around to Garland. Garland looking down, close, big save by Wendy. So Gage Board right on the doorstep, and it'll come back the other way with the Monarchs. Pulling it out is Riley Morgan. He'll flip, and Simmons will find Lomas. Lomas had a head of steam going, but the defense closed that off. Backhand pass right into the breadbasket of Coomer, and the Outlaws now will look to move it up. Gonna have to hurry, and they do. Good heads-up play there by Mike Ribka. to understand that he had to hurry, and now Dylan Goddard will set things up for the Outlaws. Dumps down low, but that's picked off, and it's Tanner Buck. Buck will easily trot over the timeline. He's got Goddard on him. He'll swing it over. And they'll start on the left side, curling around on the run. Big shot by Campbell Parker. The save by Coomer. Parker gets the rebound. Buck now will take it, tucks it in. So Tanner Buck caught Coomer way back in his net, tucked that far side. And it's a 6-4 Toronto lead. Tanner Buck's first goal of the postseason. 23rd overall, if you include the regular season, finished up with 36 points. And of course now in the second season, he adds to his tally off the draw. Rages on with Halls. And some good footwork there. Halls and Paul Jelly, and that was an epic battle. Hall comes away with it, and he's going to take it hard down into the offensive end. Halls with two defenders on him, rolls it back to Lomas. So a good job by Tyler Halls. Has a shorthanded marker and was outstanding in that faceoff circle. Offense going to work with the Monarchs. In out, Dance kicks it back. Lomas, 5 on the shot clock. Lomas gets the inside track, diving, couldn't get it off. Dance scoops it up. Shot clock violation. It'll be the Outlaws. We're going to have ourselves what I thought was a penalty. No call on the play, just a possession change, and away go the Outlaws. St. John dumps it, quick pass down low, up, down, big save by Wendy. Got a glove on it, just enough to deflect it over the crossbar. And the Monarchs will stride over the timeline and set things up. Postma, been awfully quiet here in the opening half. Monarchs need something from him. Looking for a screen. Well covered, swings it over. Buck dumps it in low, looking for Vesna posting up in the dotted circle. And that pass goes awry, so Outlaws playing Merry Christmas with gifts, and the Monarchs will counter the other way. Parker will get it over to Mancini. Mancini looking for that screen. Well covered, dives in, ran out of real estate. Tagori's going to race for it. Try to scoop it up off the carpet. He does with Buck on him. Tagori turns a corner. He'll peel out, no numbers, and he'll get it to St. John. St. John will avoid one defender. Look, slides that skip past to Laskowitz. He's working one-on-one. Outstanding defense there by Riley Camano. And St. John now in his spot. In his spot! Off the post and in. Boy, St. John's ain't playing today. His 4th of the game. And he cuts into that lead now 6-5. So the league's leading scorer has accounted for 4 of his team's 5 goals. And I'm not sure if he assisted on the other one or not, but standing tall here the way you should in the postseason and off the draw. Good win there by Jelly, and he gets it to Tompkinson. Thompson slides by 2 defenders, takes a couple hacks, loses his stick, but gets it to McNulty. So the Outlaws with some momentum here, and we'll see if they can't creep a little closer with McNulty. St. John being well covered now. Laskowicz, hesitation move, can't shed a defender, and Cripps again. That one goes off of Wendy and in. So Jeremy McWaters step in front and center. He parks his first of the game, and we're all tied at 6. I'm sure Craig Wendy would definitely want that one back if he could. Got a lot of his arm pad on it, but not enough. And once again, Jelly a demon now in the circles, won the last 2 draws. Outlaws with possession again. McNulty. Tompkins wide open down there, up, down, got it. Gilray robbed by Wendy. And now it's Halls. Halls with Dance. He'll pull it out, wait for a trailer. Has Buck as well. And he'll dump it off. Mancini. Mancini, first step, diving. Mancini off the post. Kick back out, fresh clock for the Monarchs. Jordan Dance looking for an opening. Avoids 1, 2, wide open off the crossbar. So point blank, Coomer standing tall and a fresh clock to work with for the Monarchs offense. Buck, big shot wide of the mark. That's assisted by the Stripes, and now the Outlaws will get it over the timeline. Aaron Walker, he'll pull it out and get it to St. John. St. John looking for a cutter, and Garland. Garland parked that one up and off the rafters, and looked like it caught some of something, whether it be the post or the goalie. Either way, that'll take us to our officials' timeout. So once again, our officials timeout with 8:56 to go in this third quarter. Tied at 6 apiece. With the Garland shot going out of play, the possession will stay right here with the Outlaws. So St. John out there with Garland, and Laskowitz has Goddard on a set play. Goddard now will bring it back, swinging across to Laskowitz, right side, gets a screen, lets it go. Wendy, good shoulder save, kicks that up. Garland picks up the rebound. Garland in traffic, got the shot off the post. So surprisingly, Garland got that off in a crowd, and a fresh clock now for the Outlaws. McWaters looking for an opening, finds Garland, down low, quick stay, big save by Wendy. Wendy came sliding across on that quick stick finish by Laskowitz and made an outstanding save to preserve this 6-6 tie. Postma working on the half boards. He'll kick it back out, and Mancini will swing it around. Dance working in, shot off the logo of Coomer. And we've got an interference call. Possession will stay right here with the Monarchs. Start things at the top with Tyler Simmons. Simmons had 2 early goals. Lomas leaning in. He's been awfully quiet here offensively. Postma, speaking of which, same there. Lomas creating some angle, looking to dump it off to Dance. Dance heavily covered. Postma picks it up, underhand wide of the mark. 5 on the shot clock, ball loose, and it's picked up by Tompkinson. So a good job winning the battle to the loose balls. Tompkinson, he takes a hard hit, a little too casual on that play. The Oshawa bench hollering for a penalty. McNulty now working with St. John. 10 on the shot clock. Swing it over Laskowitz. Laskowitz ducks under. Goes again. That underhand's blocked. Wendy chops down a tree or two. Laskowitz does the same. Ball loose on the carpet. Scooped up by the Monarchs. They get it over the timeline. 2-on-1. They have numbers. Shot in the far corner. Beauty finish. It's Matt Hodgkins with a transition goal. And it's a 7-6 lead for the Monarchs. So Matt Hodgkins had 2 goals this season, and in one game, he already is halfway to his total. 7 minutes to go here, third quarter. Off the draw, Monarchs, Lomas had it, tiptoed it, popped right out of the pocket of his stick. Monarchs now, the Outlaws will move it up. McNulty gets it ahead. Beauty pass, but McWaters missed the entire net. And the Monarchs will come away with it. Gillen with St. John on him. Gillen switch 1-2. Beautiful finish for Gillen as he brought it to the side, back, forth, and bounced it 5-hole on Coomer. So another transition goal. And that extends the lead for the Monarchs to 8-6. So the Outlaws had better ramp up their transition defense, as the last 2 goals have come via that way for the Monarchs. And off the draw, Halls had it momentarily, but it's picked up by the Outlaws. So an outstanding job by Clofer. Clofer now will wait. They'll retreat. Clofer now will hold on and wait for some of the offense. Skips it across to Laskowicz, who will swing it to Gilray. Gilray out there with Tompkinson. Bergsma out there as well on offense. He sets the screen, dumps it off. Bergsma almost had it, takes a hit from Miles. Monarchs force a turnover. They'll bring it back the other way. Simmons. Dangerous pass, looking over there for Campbell Parker. Parker gets away with what I deem as a slash. Gage Board now hits it to McNulty, back to Board. Board takes it hard. Big save by Wendy. So Craig Wendy with an outstanding splits does that on the regular, and a great pad save to keep the Outlaws from adding to their total. Dance. Dance gets a screen, has an opening, good fake, has Andrioli, bounce shot, too much bounce on it, illegal screen called. And got an Oshawa player on the carpet, and it looks like it's Andrioli. And he'll need some assistance for sure. Happened behind the play, not quite sure if it was a late hit or if it was on the screen. Looks like it could be something around the midsection area, or not quite sure, but off on his own power, so that's always a good sign. So he'll get some extra attention over there on the bench from the Outlaws trainer, and we will get back to action here as it'll be St. John that'll bring it up over the timeline and initiate this set of offense here as we roll into the 5-minute mark. Goddard, skip pass, on the money, and St. John back at the top. Dumps it down low, Beauty try, diving attempt, and Wendy closed that off. St. John, Garland, a big save by Wendy. Back in, got another good save by Wendy. Man, oh man, Craig Wendy standing on his head. And again, Outlaws, this time it's a rocket that goes out of play. And that's gonna take us to our officials' timeout as Craig Wendy, looking like the Craig Wendy that we're used to seeing, and man, oh man, standing in the middle of that shooting gallery. We saw yesterday some goaltending that was good, but not outstanding throughout 4 quarters. There were certainly some solid and some great saves made for sure. But in this case, Wendy, man oh man. And these are shots inside that dotted half circle. So that's prime shooting territory, and for him to be able to steer those aside and bounce back up are impressive in itself. But the Arena Lacrosse League does feature some outstanding goalies. And of course, Craig Wendy is one of those that are tops on the list. Take nothing away, of course, from Scotty Coomer, who's doing an outstanding job in his own right at the other end. Good to go here with 4:29 to go, third quarter. Largest lead of the game has been 2. And that's where we sit right now with the Monarchs in the lead. They'll start things off on the right side. Mancini, dump it down. Lomas working in Gretzky's office, back out. Point blank, well wide of the mark was Campbell Parker. And looks like we are going to have a penalty call on the play. Looks like an illegal cross-check. And we'll see who the guilty party is. Looks like it's going to be Rob Clofer. And luckily there's no shot clock on how quick you get to the penalty box, because that was possibly one of the slowest strolls I've seen. So back to work with a man advantage go the Monarchs, their third power play of this game. They are 1 for 2. And working out there is Lomas. Lomas with an opening, dumps it, good skip pass. Gets back out, Mancini avoids 1-2, backhand pass down low to Simmons. Simmons gets chased. Good job extending the D. Lomas now, hard bouncer. Good save by Coomer. Rebound picked up neatly. Monarchs now with a fresh clock. Again, the Monarchs 87% on the power play. Unfortunately, just 10% on the PK. Tompkinson rushing for it and still battling, has Gage Board, 2-on-1 to Board. Board quick shot. Wendy close up the 5-hole. So the wickets remain closed. Nothing doing for the Outlaws in a shorthanded opportunity. And the Monarchs now will go back to work with a minute left in a man advantage. Dance out there with Lomas on the left side. Parker at the top. Mancini out there. Postma tried to sneak one through in the pad of Coomer. And they'll have to move it on up. With 45 seconds to go, it's Tagore. And he'll find McNulty, as McNulty now will slide into a vacant area and try to work some clock. 10 on the shot clock, draws a double team. He takes a hard hit, gets kicked out. Laskowicz had it for a moment. Pat Miles picks it up, and Miles now with possession. Patty Miles doing a good job, one of the veterans here in the Arena Lacrosse League. And he'll stay out there with Jordan Dance, 5 seconds, and it'll be another 5-on-5. Teams will be back to full strength. Creeping in on the 2-minute mark. Penalty over. Miles, skip pass, looking in the middle. Lomas took a hard hit, back up, still posting, 2 on the shot clock. Quick shot on the mark. Bergsma picks it up. Lomas on him, and Bergsma will send away Tagore. Tagore will race it over the timeline. Tagore runs into a bit of a roadblock, dumps it off. Tough pass for St. John. St. John does a good job, hockeys it to himself, looking for a pass, gets knocked down. Loose in the slot, scooped up by the Monarchs. They have that knocked down. St. John, backhand try, wide of the mark. St. John hustling for it. Tagore in there, battling with 2 defenders, 2-on-2. Ball sitting on the carpet now, and St. John's gets knocked off of that ball, and it's going to be Halls. Halls, Tagore harassing him. He'll fake the flip, look for some room, create some space, and get it over to Simmons. Simmons does a good job to roll away from a defender, engage board, gets it to Postma as we're into the final minute of the quarter. Dance, quick shot. Coomer can't find it, scooped up and buried. So a heads-up play by Big John Vesna as he scoops that rebound off the blue crease and parks it for a 9-6 Toronto lead. "57 seconds left here, and the Outlaws are going to need a little assistance for sure, as third quarter has been all Toronto. Well, throw St. John in there as well. Off the crossbar, Tanner Buck. Picked up by Gillen. Gillen now will take it hard. He curls around one, looking for room. Quick shot stopped by Coomer. Rebound, scooped up by Dance, and we'll have a reset on the clock. Possession will stay here as no official timeout called. I think Coomer just needed to readjust his mask, and hence the reason why the stoppage. So right now the Monarchs outworking the Outlaws. Their hustle to the loose balls and their collective defense has been good. Dance. He'll curl around to the top. Bergsma jumps out on that. Extends the D. Pressure continues. Dance will swing it back. Lomas, good one-handed grab. Takes Tompkinson for a ride. That pass dumped over, looking for Simmons. Scooped up and trying to turn that corner, possibly dunking it in, but So some good moves, and a lot of them by Mancini. Simmons pick up, and his flip wide of the mark. 5 seconds to go here in the third, and that'll be a all she wrote. So we've got 3 quarters in the books. Monarchs lead the Outlaws 9-6. Going to come down to the final 15 minutes here, with the Monarchs holding a 3-goal lead over the Outlaws, trying to punch their ticket and claim the final invite to next week's Final Four at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena in Six Nations. Outlaws are going to need a collective effort offensively here and some defensive stops if they want to make up this deficit. And it starts with a face-off here. Again, another epic battle as Paul Jelly and Tyler Halls, and it'll go to the Monarchs. Quickly to Postma. Postma will kick it back out, and it's Jordan Dance. Postma Looking for an opening, quick shot, wide of the mark, rebound tucked in. So how about playing the carom? Played it perfectly. And in a blink of an eye, just like that, you talk about capitalizing. Cam Mancini couldn't have got a better pass, and it's a 10-6 Toronto lead. So certainly not what you wanted if you're on the Outlaws bench. See here if they can't generate something, and off the draw again. Good stick check. Monarchs now knocked back. Mancini had it, but now it's picked up. Gillen had it, and a wrestling match ensues over here, and now you've got Riley Morgan and Rob Clofer. So Morgan and Clofer will inevitably have a seat and get a bit of a rest. And the question will be, was there an initial penalty called, or will it just be coincidentals and we'll end up playing 5-on-5? So our officials will get together, of course, and it's an outstanding officials crew with Blair Ferguson leading the way, joined by Mark Thompson and Kyle Kropman. Some experienced officials, and we'll see what they come away with, what their final decision is here. The play happened right below us here, but from our vantage point with the glass, you can't, the entire view is obstructed a bit. So there could have been a jab or two or initial trip or slash that we couldn't see up here or didn't pick up on in the initial going. See an extra 2 on the board for the Monarchs, and the question will be, and it looks like it might be a major, because I see Riley Morgan making his way to the dressing room. So Riley Morgan has been ejected from the game. There's 2 minutes up on the clock. And Rob Clofer still remains in the penalty box to serve his time. So I'm not quite sure. We'll have to get some clarification for you as to what the final call was. But it appears to result in a power play for the Outlaws. A much needed power play. So from what I got from the PA was 5 minutes for fighting. So Riley Morgan got a game misconduct as well, hence the reason he has had to vacate the premise. So the Outlaws go back to work now. McNulty, Laskowicz, wrong stick side. So Luke Laskowicz stepping up when he needs to, on the board with his second of the game. And that closes the gap now to 10-7. Second power play marker of this game for the Outlaws. They are now 2 for 3 with a man advantage and trail this one now by 3 goals. So I believe that goal it does nullify the minor. Clofers will spend his entire 5 minutes, though, in the box. And Jelly with a clean win. Tompkinson had it. Lomas stole it from him. Lomas throws another body check before he retreats. And it's Gage Board. Gage Board dumps it off. Quick shot, Garland. Garland rebound. Tried to fake it. Wendy got enough of that to steer it over the net. So crease the call. And now the Monarchs, but that's picked up. Laskowicz. Quick underhand stop by Wendy. Garland, rebound. He'll tuck it in and get it back out to Gilray. Gilray will swing it over to Goddard. Goddard looking for a screen. Has St. John. Laskowicz tucks it under. Laskowicz goes in and sneaks it through. So Luke Laskowicz, back-to-back goals, and the Outlaws are back in it, trailing 10-8. Luke Laskowicz stepping up here. Again, not only the leader in goals with 36, but also power play markers as well during the regular season. And he's got 3 now. And again, Outlaws with some momentum here. Jelly takes another hard hit from Lomas, who's been throwing his weight around. And the Outlaws have McNulty working deep on the left side. McWaters to McNulty. Dump it down, St. John. St. John now looking for an opening. Gets Laskowicz, who's got the touch right now. Feeling it. Gets it back to St. John. Gets a screen. Bullet shot, St. John. So how about that? That's the way you work a motion offense. And these Outlaws have creaked to within 1. John St. John with his 5th goal of the game. And he has shouldered the load along with Luke Laskowicz, who's got 3. Outlaws could use a little something out of McNulty, potentially Garland. So the Monarchs have gone a bit cold here. Stuck on 10 with 1 goal. They're being outscored 3-1 here. Lomas has an opening. Better get on him. Sheds 1. Up, down, keeps it. Puts on the brakes, working behind the net. Sets his ground, looking to dump. Touched the white line. Good defense there by Tagori. And he'll get it up to Andrioli. Andrioli will move it up. DeBrone, underhand. Wendy, close that door. Wendy now will look to move it up. Whistle on the play. And not quite sure what caused them to blow that down. But I guess it was an issue with the game clock not getting started, and we'll now have to clarify the time, with time being a factor here in this 1-goal game. So we've seen some momentum swings, not as drastic as we did in quarterfinal 1 and 2, particularly 2. But boy, oh boy, Outlaws showing some fight here, clawing their way back after trailing by 4. Campbell Parker into a crowd. He'll look to unload something somewhere. Has a defender on him. Board was on him. Gets it off to Dance. Dance takes a hard hit. Fakes 1. Has some room. Jordan Dance. 1 fake, 2 fake. And then the shot stopped by Coomer. And we're going to have ourselves another power play. Looks like the Monarchs this time are going to go back to work with a man advantage. Ryan Nolan just a little too aggressive. He'll spend 2 minutes in the box for roughing. And the Monarchs now with their 4th power play of this game. Out there, Lomas, Dance on the left side. Parker at the top. And he's working on the right side. Dance, big shot. So Jordan Dance, pinpoint accuracy. Gets 1 back, 2nd power play goal of the game for the Monarchs. And it's an 11-9 game. Dance with his third goal of this game, second via the power play, so he's struck for their only 2 power play markers. And a violation now will give possession to the Outlaws as Halls flinch first. Tagori. See if the Outlaws now can answer. Board. Creeping over, wrong stick side. He will hustle, and we've got a violation. A legal screen called. Possession will go to the Monarchs. So a turnover there. Good job by Eric Krapinczyk to get it over. He'll remain on offense. Gets it to Dance. Setting another screen. Dance curl around. Looking, gets it over. Quick shot, underhand. Stopped by Coomer. Coomer on his back, and Bergsma in the crease has his stick checked, and there will be a Monarchs penalty, and the Outlaws go to work. Bell shot squeaks in. So a big finish, Mike Rybka. You wouldn't have guessed that. A transition goal as the Outlaws close to within 1. So a lot of jawing going on both benches. Not overly surprised. Mark DeBrone somewhere in the vicinity. That was certainly a delayed penalty as Bergsma had possession in the crease, had his stick checked, which we know that's not allowed. And immediately the official's arm went up. Outlaws raced back down the other way and got a big goal from Rybka. Rybka had 5 goals during the regular season. And off the draw again, another chapter here in this epic battle with Jelly and Halls, and it's Tagori. Tagori with speed, turns the corner. He'll think better of it, pull his way out, and he'll get it to St. John. St. John now. Eyeing the one-on-one, gets a screen from McNulty. Garland out there, Dutson McNulty wide open, goes down low. So St. John, beautiful feed to McNulty, and McNulty is tied the game at 11. McNulty's first postseason marker after tallying 15 during the regular season. And it's a big one as it ties this game. So once again, the Outlaws managed to battle back and pull even after trailing by as many as 4. Back to work in this circle as around they go. It's pulled out. Outlaws with possession. Good job by Board. Board will get it down. Laskowicz will settle things down for the offense. Has St. John popping out. Has Goddard. Goddard needs to move. Doesn't. Too much congestion, and away come the Monarchs. Off to the races. It's Riley Camano. Camano wide of the net. Laskowicz manages to pick it up in the blue crease area. He'll have to bring it out, and a good loft pass will move up DeBrone. DeBrone will attack right away. He'll curl out, look for an opening. Gets the bounce pass. Garland tees it up. So Garland, right time, as he gets one of those good hard overhands to go. And the Outlaws with a 12-11 lead, and this potentially only their second lead of the game as they led early on. Six goals here in this quarter for the Outlaws to just 2 by the Monarchs, and the Outlaws have a 1-goal lead. So back and forth we go. And the same can be said about these face-offs, as these two have been battling hard, and there's certainly no love lost as Jelly returns the hard hit. Another hard hit. Dance comes away with it. He's teetering on the board. It's tough to hold. Slippery when wet. He'll peel out of there and set things up. Dance faked out two defenders on one fake. Backhand wide of the mark. Postma working with Bergsma. The battle continues, and a good fight by Tagore. Gets knocked to the carpet. Again loose. Postma had it. Again has it, but can't come away with it. And it's Tagore. Tagore out the back door. Laskowicz runs stick side. Big save by Wendy. Wendy crashes into his own guy. And it's scooped up by Buck. And he'll loft up the outlet pass, foot race. And a good job there to haul it in by Hodgkins. Hodgkins will dump it down left side. And Dance will settle things down. Dance, delayed penalty coming to the Outlaws. Gets back out. That'll go over the timeline and violation. So the Monarchs will go back to work again. A slashing call. They'll have their 5th power play of this game, and they are 2 for 4. So Luke Laskowicz with the slash. And that will take us right conveniently into our officials' timeout. Just a reminder to our viewers, the Arena Lacrosse League Final Four will take place next weekend at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena in 6 Nations. On Saturday, April 13th, the semifinals will take center stage. Of course, the first game will be a 4 p.m. game that will feature the Whitby Steelhawks and the St. Catharines Shockwave. And then the second game to follow at 7 p.m. The winner of this game will take on the Paris River Wolves. Then on Sunday, April 14th, final 2 teams will battle for the All Cup at 3 p.m. Women's final at noon. So back to work on the power play go the Monarchs, trailing by a goal here. They've been potent on this power play opportunities. Lomas out there, the quarterback, has Dance. Dance underhand, steered aside by Coomer. Possession will stay right here with the gold and burgundy. Dance will send it down low, get it back. So Dance out there. You look on that right side, you've got Mancini. And interchange, Lomas. Good skip pass, has Lomas down low, beautiful finish. So Dan Lomas. Finally on the score sheet with a goal, and it's a big one. Their 3rd power play marker of this game. And we're tied at 12, and you can go right back. Both coaches saying off the top, key to a win here is discipline. Must stay out of the box, and that is certainly case in point here, as these 2 teams have combined for 5 power play goals here so far in this game. 8:26 to go, 4th quarter. You better fasten your seatbelt. We're in for one heck of a finish here, as once again, Jelly and Halls, man oh man. This time Halls comes with Patty Miles, comes out of the pack, stopped by Coomer. Heads up play by the veteran. Postman now will pick it up. Has DeBrone chasing him, rolls out of that, gets it to Buck. Buck will swing it over to Lomas. Lomas, we'll see if that gets him on track. Looking for an opening, skip pass. Gets it back over, it's Buck. Buck through a defender, goes off. Definitely touched by Clofer, and now it's Buck. His pass knocked down. Buck scoops up the loose ball, has it chopped out again. Outlaws doing a good job closing the gap. They'll move up. 2-on-1. McNulty out the back door. Board to McNulty. McNulty in the back of the net. How about that for transition lacrosse? Jeff McNulty puts the toe in the tick. 13-12 Outlaws. McNulty with his second goal of the game. Couldn't come at a better time, and I think anytime anyone scores from here on in, it couldn't come at a better time. Bergsma this time, clean winner off the draw, so a good job of changing the look. McNulty one-on-one with Miles. He'll pull it back out to Bergsma, and Bergsma will flip and retreat. His job done, well done, I'll say, and it's Gilray. McNulty back to Gilray. Gilray looking over, finds Goddard. Goddard looking for an opening. Looking for McNulty. And out of the pack, so a good job to slow down that fast break by McWaters. And it'll be Gillen now that will lug it over the timeline. Avoid a defender, takes a hard hit, spins off, and he'll flip it, but it's picked off. So here come the Outlaws. Tagore. He'll think better of it, didn't have the numbers. And he'll wait now, gets it to St. John. St. John opening, one-on-one. Gets a screen, quick shot, big save, rebound. Good other big save by Wendy. So Garland right there, but Wendy again picking it up, and here come the Monarchs. Countering the other way, out the back door. Big shot, another good save by Coomer. End to end. Guys keeping it tight between the pipes, and it'll get pulled out here as Jelly does a good job to slow things down. Laskowitz now. Moving in on the 6-minute mark. Laskowitz will swing it over St. John's, half boards, left side. Behind the net, McNulty tiptoeing around. He'll curl out, takes a solid hit, gets it over. Laskowitz has an opening, parks it in, out, wide of the mark. Shot clock winding down. Possession will go to the Monarchs now, and they'll move it up in a hurry. Halls. Some good checking. Good job of keeping that stick away from DeBrone. And it's Dance. 13-12. Outlaws lead. Dance. Big shot. That didn't get through. DeBrone comes racing out of the pack with it, and he'll move it up. Looking out the back door, St. John. St. John will pop out. Had the pass, couldn't get it cleanly. Gets taken into the boards, and that's going to be a penalty on James Vesna. A delayed call. Outlaws are going to take it out, and Coomer's not going to waste his time with 10 on the shot clock. They're going to play for a shot here. Leaning in, taking it hard. Big save by Wendy again. Goddard robbed. Fresh clock. Now, finally, the Monarchs pick it up, and that's an illegal cross-check in the back. And I like that call because for safety's sake, it doesn't matter how hard. A guy doesn't have to be laying on the carpet for you to make that call. You can see the numbers. Don't hit him, particularly when he's by the boards. And that's a good call made. So James Vesna will give the Outlaws a valuable power play here. They're two for three, with the man advantage. St. John has one of those power play markers, Laskowitz the other. So you've got Laskowitz at the top, working with McWaters and Gilray on the right side. St. John and McNulty on the left. Two-man game. Look at Laskowitz. They'll work it around, give everyone a touch first. McNulty, he'll work Gretzky's up, comes right around, takes a shot wide of the mark. Ball loose. McWaters hustling for it, beats Buck in the battle. 5 on the shot clock, gonna have to hurry. McWaters will tee it up, right on target. Wendy made the save. He'll get it and he'll move it up. We're at 4.5 minutes to go here. Outlaws clinging now. Krapinczyk will get it over the timeline and kick it out to Lomas. Minute 15 to go in the penalty. Dance has board on him. Dance with 10 on the shot clock. Takes a shot wide of the mark. Coomer will race behind the net, pick it up, and flip it to Bergsma. And that's going to take us to our second and final officials timeout. Not quite sure if there's going to be a penalty called on the play. That might be a tough one to take at this time. As you take a look there, and it's Rob Clofer who has had a steady diet of penalty box time here in this game. And I believe they called a dead ball foul on that. So the Monarchs will get a chance to potentially capitalize, or right now it'll be a 4-on-4 scenario, I believe, for at least a minute 4. And then the Monarchs will take over and have a power play. Maybe a questionable call. Some would certainly say that. I say if you're going to do something, don't do it right in front of the official. And that's exactly what happened there. So the Monarchs now with a 4-on-4, and they'll start things on the right side. Dance. Looking for a screen from Lomas, interchange, got the shot, but it got blocked. Bergsma picks it up, got rid of it, but got hit on the way to avoid the crease. Lomas now spins off a check on the run. That's blocked. So Bergsma does a great job on both ends, knocking down 2 shots, and it's Tompkinson. 35 seconds to go in the first penalty. Laskowitz. Creeping in on 3.5. Laskowitz, big shot. Wendy stuck right in his pad. And Wendy now with a beautiful loft pass just out of the reach, though, of Hodgkins. Hodgkins racing for it. Postma there to bail him out. Postma hustling. He'll curl around. Has no help, but kicks it back out to Lomas. 5 seconds left in the in the Monarchs penalty. So they now will have a power play. Lomas gets taken down, gets back up. Again, quick shot. That goes high and off the glass. Loose again, and Patty Miles picks it up. Violation will give the ball back to the Outlaws with 43 seconds to kill here in the penalty. 2:50 to go. Tagori will get it to Laskowitz. Laskowitz will slow things down here and eat up some clock. Laskowitz. His quick shot. Again, Wendy right there where he should be. And Wendy now with the outlet, and an interference call as Riley Camano ran over Laskowitz, and possession now to the Outlaws. So the Outlaws will kill the remaining 10 seconds here of the penalty. And it'll be 5-on-5 for the final 2 minutes. Laskowitz sniffed an opening now, and the penalty's over. Team's back at full strength. St. John dumps it down low. McNulty gets it back. Garland wide open. Couldn't catch it. Couldn't catch it cleanly, and it's Halls now. Back the other way. Looking down low. That pass knocked down by Board. Halls picks it up. Takes a hit. Rolls off. Gets it now to Dance. Monarchs trailing by a goal here. Dance curls around. Quick shot stopped by Coomer. Rebound loose. Coomer still got it in his gear. And it'll be Bergsma now. Bergsma will loft it up on a good outlet pass. And Gilbert will easily get it over the timeline. 1.5 to go. Laskowitz, time on the side of the Outlaws. Holding on to this 1-goal lead. They airmail it out to St. John, way out, 10 on the shot clock. St. John gets a step, tries a split 2, gets double teamed, still has it. Tiptoed though, caught a bit of the white in the crease, and it'll be possession to the Monarchs. Pat Miles will move it up. DeBrone with the pressure, gonna have to hurry. And he does. Hodgkins, and timeout called as the Monarchs will take a timeout with 1:10 to go here in the fourth. So we'll see what Blaine McCauley and the rest of the Monarchs coaching staff have diagrammed here. I would imagine if you're on the flip side of things, the Outlaws will come with four. You got to go with four hands, people. At least have two good hands out there and some speed. So it looks like the four on the PK will be Board, Tompkinson, Taguri, and Clofer. It'll be Lomas to start things off here for the Monarchs. As the net empty at the other end for the Monarchs, and looking for some clarification on numbers. So it'll be 6-5 right now as we're into the final minute and a bit. Lomas out there. He'll get it over, and they'll move it up. Big shot wide of the mark. Rebound off Bergsma, picked up by Tompkinson. Tompkinson flips it up, and it's a 2-on-0. Taguri with the empty net. Taguri buries it into the empty net. So certainly not the way you diagrammed it if you're the coaching staff for the Monarchs. But again, you get hands out there in speed, and there's no substitute for speed. Taguri, first of the postseason. And I'm not quite sure. I'd like to say that that's the dagger, but in box lacrosse, 52 seconds is translated into a good 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So we'll see here how this thing transpires. Expect Wendy to head to the bench again. Off the draw, violation will go to the Monarchs. Wendy will head to the bench. Miles will get it over the timeline. Time not on the side of Toronto. Working it in. Dance. His shot partially blocked. Bergsma picks that up. Takes a hard hit, and we'll see here what the call is. And if it's a too many men call, then it will result in a penalty shot. Officials fighting, and it's an interference call. So we're waiting to see who the call is on, whether it be on the Monarchs or on the Outlaws. And judging by the body language of the Monarchs, they could be guilty of the infraction, and certainly no one rushing to that penalty box for either team. Patty Miles trying to get an explanation as to what the call was. There's 40.5 seconds to go. So that will result in a penalty shot, and it'll be Jeff McNulty that will go one-on-one with Wendy here, and potentially a chance to seal the deal. McNulty, a good save by Wendy. So Craig Wendy gives his team that last glimmer of hope with just 40 seconds remaining. Trailing by 2. Certainly can't fault Craig Wendy in any way for this outstanding performance here in this game. He made a number of acrobatic saves that kept his team in it. And off the draw, you'll see everyone spread. Monarchs in the offensive end looking for possession. But Jelly has been a demon in that circle, as has Halls, and violation will give it to the Monarchs now. They're going to have to hurry, running out of time. They get it over to Mancini. Wide open on the other side was Dance. Can't get it to him. Dumped over. That's picked up. Bergsma does a good job to loft it out. Intercepted. Board will pick it up and move it up. And this is going to do it. And a good job. Outstanding work there by Clofer as he pulls it out. No need to put it in the net. Not with a 2-goal advantage. So the Oshawa Outlaws battle their way back. And have an outstanding fourth quarter. They will punch the final ticket to the Final Four and meet up with the Paris Riverwolves in the second semifinal. Outstanding job by both teams as the Monarchs come up short. So it'll be the Steelhawks, the Shockwave, the Riverwolves, and the Outlaws set to go at the ILA next week. We'll be there. JVI Productions, the Arena Lacrosse League, thank you for joining us here. We'll see you next week.